All right, well, today is January the 5th, 2019, and right now at 7:15 p.m., we have a temperature of 45 degrees here in the foothills of Los Angeles. The relative humidity is now up to 90%. Most of the day today, up until about 4 p.m., we had relative humidity numbers right around 65, 66, 67%. And once the humidity reached about 80%, we began to see a light rain develop here in the foothill areas. So looking here at the western U.S. map, we can see a huge tropical moisture field moving right into California, and that is dumping some rain. We'll show the IntelliCast map here in just a sec. So we've got 90% relative humidity. We've got a dew point of 42 degrees, and the barometer is reading 29.9 or 29.86 inches. Okay, so that pressure is down slightly from last night. Once again, we see that tremendous tropical flow pattern moving into California on the jet stream. We can take a quick look at the jet stream map here right now. We have two flow patterns, one out of the West Pacific, which is dead ending right into an area of installed high pressure, right where that low was being blockaded. That low is now moving up towards Oregon and Washington. We have a tropical flow, which is completely separated from this flow pattern here. This is moving into California and delivering some rain. Let's go ahead and look at the Doppler map right now. And we can see that most of Arizona and most of California is receiving not only precipitation, but some snow showers, snow up in the high Sierra and up in the northern Arizona area. Now, all day long, we've been watching these WSR88D NEXRAD microwave transmitters. There's a good example of what these right here in just south of Yuma, near the Marine Corps training station, I believe it is. Right here, there's a WSR88D NEXRAD transmitter. We can see the pie-shaped cutouts that it leaves behind as it evaporates the precipitation in this area. This is a microwave transmitter, ground-based. These transmitters are stacked on about a 6-story tower. There's a white radome at the top of the tower, houses a parabolic dish which receives and transmits. These transmitters are billed as severe weather detection radars, but they work dual purpose. And so the public doesn't know about this feature here, but we see that all the time on these maps. Now, the fake news television does not explain what this is. When they sometimes they will show the Doppler map, but they never explain what that feature is. All right, here we see the greater Orange County area is still not much rain falling. We're seeing more rain now falling in the Los Angeles area and some snow over the San Gabriel Mountains. We've got snow in Big Bear. And this is all northbound moisture, by the way. We were just taking a look at that map. Everything is moving to the north, generally speaking. We see that Malibu now is, this area here had some terrible fires just back on November the 9th, I believe it was, right throughout the Malibu, Thousand Oaks, Agoura. All this area now is getting hammered with some heavy rain. So once again, we see how these weather controllers can steer and manipulate precipitation and tailor the rain totals to suit a particular disaster area. So right here we see the weather moving in. Here about an hour ago, Santa Barbara, we saw the same yellow patch moving right into Santa Barbara. Up near Vandenberg, we see some rain. The entire state is getting rain. This is all good, but once again, when we look at the WSR88Ds and these pie-shaped cutouts, and we see how they're regulating the precipitation amounts, and we understand that the gambling that's going on Wall Street with weather derivatives, weather options, the insiders can clean up. The insiders are the people that know what's going on with the weather. They are working with the weather controllers to tailor weather for specific areas, specific cities and towns. People that bet on the weather, they can wager on how much how many cloudy days, how many rainy days, or how many sunny days there are in a month. So this is really just nothing more than a Las Vegas casino that's rigged, and you have insiders that know what's going on. The general public does not know what's going on. But those WSR88Ds are managed by the Department of Defense. You might say, well, why is our weather being managed by the Department of Defense? Well, it's all about uh, national security status, secrecy. This way, there is no oversight. When you have national security classification, these programs, the general public uh, knows nothing about it. They can't investigate anything about what's going on when things are discovered, when findings are discovered. You cannot get into these programs because they are classified. So Trump has stripped the national security status from climate change. That's one of the things he's done in the last 2 years. Also, like I said last night, the Space Force and getting out of the Paris Climate Agreement. These are all big clues that this administration is not buying the narrative, the fake news mainstream narrative of carbon dioxide caused climate change. That's just BS, pure and simple. And of course, this is why the mainstream media does not show us the satellite maps. These satellite maps every night on the weather. They will not show us these maps. So I'm going to try to keep this just a short update today. We see the jet stream here is just evaporating. There's high pressure installed right here. Separate that from this flow pattern. We should be having between 5 and 10 inches of rain today, between last night and today and tomorrow. This is a tremendous flow pattern. We see this disturbance here, which is on the National Hurricane Center map. Right here today, we see that there is a 0% chance of cyclone formation, hurricane formation, in 48 hours. Now let's go back to the map and look what's happening here. Now we can't see it on that map, but right here, this disturbance got caught up in the jet stream and is flowing right towards Mexico and California. So this is being superheated right now, and we can see that pressure wave right there off the northeast corner, and the storm is being superheated and destroyed. This is heading right towards Southern California and/or northern Mexico. That's basically the update. We have the pressure maps. You can see that jet stream flow. I think I showed that. We've got the blockade right here. High pressure blockade installed by a satellite transmitter. Here's the surface pressure map. Look at the squiggly lines here on the surface map. We've got this former storm out here yesterday. This was a 992 millibar storm moving into Oregon and Washington. We can see all the jaggy lines. The transmitter manipulation at the ground level is causing all these isobars to be all jaggy. That's the turbulent activity going on in the atmosphere from 0 to 18,000 feet. Now, looking at the 500 millibar map, we see jaggies right here over the Four Corner states and over Nevada and California. And the same with the 300 millibar map. Jaggies, look at down here. This is there's a transmitter superheating this area. This is where that disturbance is located, heading up towards our area. And of course, that satellite is targeting that pinpoint, superheating that weather system right down here. Right down here. So that shows up as pressure, atmospheric manipulation. Pressure changes are occurring as this weather system is being superheated and destroyed. And that shows up on these isobar maps, these pressure maps. That's what's showing up here. We've got the 300 millibar map right here, indicating this is approximately the same area as that northbound disturbance right there. So that's what's showing up on the, this is manipulation occurring right there. All right, let's take a look here next at the surface analysis map. See that weather system is now a gale moving to the north-northeast. I was getting my east and west mixed up yesterday. Here we have a developing gale shown here. We've got a cold front moving into the entire west coast. We've got a low pressure system here with a trough off of Mexico and California. This high has been scooted out of the way to allow this weather to move in. Normally this high is parked over southern and central California the entire winter season. Okay, here's the swell report. We have 21-foot swells being generated by that former storm system, which are moving into the central and southern California area. We can see 12 and 15-foot seas, 21-foot seas right off of central California. So the people up near Mavericks are going to see some very high swells and surf by tomorrow. And looking at the MODIS Today map, we see the natural clouds are the brilliant white all throughout here. This is offshore. And as we pan in, we can see the gray chemtrail haze, the chemtrail aerosols being sprayed over the incoming moisture field. You can see the wispy texture of this area right here. These aerosols are sprayed. We'll find after all this weather has moved through that we maybe get an inch or two of rain, maybe 3 inches. But with that flow pattern that I was just showing with the jet stream moving in out of the south from the tropics, we should be getting between 5 and 10 inches of rain. As we pan out further, we can see that these chemtrail streaks are visible all over this gray haze. This is the Colorado River over here. We've got Arizona here and Nevada and California. Right here we can see all the streaks running every which way. All right. Okay, so that's basically the report. Try to keep it short. The television, the fake news television reports, the fake weather, they're not showing us these maps. There's a reason for that. Carbon dioxide is zero to do with climate change, global warming. It's a ruse, just like the everything else going on. We've got a corrupt DOJ, corrupt FBI, corrupt intelligence agencies, and meanwhile we have weather manipulation on a grand scale going unreported. It's just astonishing that none of this is being mentioned on the news. Okay, that's it.